Okay, welcome back to the Dublin Academy of Maths, and we're still on functions, but this type of function is one over our composite functions. No, sorry, these are irrational functions. Now, I'll let you take down, this is something similar to what we did before, okay? There it becomes, well that's not, yeah that is. And there's another one here. Okay, so they're becoming fractions. Okay, so now, well, let's just look at one of this here now. It says 2006 8C paper 1, g of x is equal to 3 over x plus 1. Evaluate when g of 0.5 minus you're putting in 0.5 for x. So what does that mean? It means put 0.5 in for this, for x, whatever value you get, you minus it, and you put minus 0.5 again in for that again, and then you minus it. Okay, so whatever value you get, make sure you multiply it by minus at the end. This is 2007 and it's question 8A and it's paper 1. These are all parts, as you can see. We're not getting into the big questions till later on. Here we go again. Is a fraction of 4 times this. Okay, now this is over 1. Unless expressed otherwise, it's always over 1, right? So you're multiplying the top by the top and the bottom by the bottom, so that would be 6 minus 2x all over 4. Right, these are designed to throw you, so just go with what you know. Okay, so and now we're back up into question 18. So if you're ever referring to questions that you want done out, maybe, as you know, we have video times for questions. But anyway, that's in the pipeline. It should be there now. Anyway, so 18. So if you have a problem, you say, oh Michael, I've had series 2, episode 3, question 18. I have a problem with it. Okay, and I just write it out. I'm getting a tablet and I'm going to write it out, send it on email. And don't forget, the email is dublinacademy@gmail.com. 2009 8A paper 1, g of x is equal to this. Now you can put 0 in for it now, or you can multiply it out. It really is your choice, but play with it, you know what I'm saying? 2 times 6 is 12 minus 6x, and then put 0 in. 6x, 6 times 0 is 0, 6 minus, 12 minus 0 is 0, but you can just put the 0 straight in there and use 6 minus, still be the same. Commutative properties, they call it. So solve it for when that is equal to 0, so that's what you're essentially doing. 2010, question 19 is 8A, again paper 1. And f of x this is not a cubic, so you see what they've done here. So they're throwing you again now, okay? So it doesn't always have to follow a rule of sorts. It's some sort of cubic equation with maybe an obtuse turn on it, who knows? Okay, anyway, what you want to do is that it says find the values of each of these values. So you just put minus 3 in for x. Whatever value you get, you make it equal to. Okay, so that's to say, you put minus 3 in for it and you go, well, I'll put minus 3 in for it, so minus 3 to be cubed, minus 3 times minus 3 plus 1, and then you know how to do this now, remember, okay, so that's 27, but it's minus 27, okay, plus 9 and plus 1, okay, so it's minus 17, alright, so you would say f of minus 3 is equal to 17. I'll repeat, f minus 3 is equal to 17. And that's how you would answer it. And you go down and then you solve this one, and then it's practice, okay? It is practice, and you come out with all your values. And that's it, okay? Now, moving along, we have, I just want to go through a few of these questions with you. Slide and roll it. Great stuff. Now, we have a question here. And don't forget, this is functions. Get to like functions because they're good questions to do. This is episode 3. Now we're going to do, this is 2001 and it says it's question 6A and it's paper 1 and it says find. It also had evaluate. I think I had evaluate originally. Now that means this, and what I'm trying to say is they're the same. Evaluate, solve, they all have the same meaning, okay? This is just preparing you for this type of questions, you know. Find. So let g of x, I forgot to say, g of x is equal to 1 over x squared plus 1. X squared plus 1, does that remind you of anything? Difference of 2 squares? No, it's addition here. Okay, so but it's good to remember these things. It says find g of 2. Well, you put in 2 for x, so that's be 2 squared plus 1, and it says express your answer as a decimal. Express it as a decimal. See how easy it is now. The decimal time. What you do? Well, you know that it's 1 divided by 5. You got a calculator and you just 1 divided by 5 will give you the decimal. Right? So it's 1 divided 50 is 0.2. And it says find g of 3. So you do the same thing again. You put 3 in for it and you go is equal to 1 over 3 squared plus 1. And the answer to that is 1 over 9 plus 1 is 1 over 10. 1 over 10 is a tenth, which is what? 10 into 1 goes 0.1. Okay. Now there is something that you might notice about these questions. Well anyway, there's your answer. These questions is the higher the number you put in, the lower the result. Okay. Now an awful lot of people expect quite the opposite, but you know, maths is a funny game, right? But the whole thing here is that it's like a computer. This is your program. You're putting in values and you're getting out a value. Anyway, these over x's irrational numbers. This is the type of stuff you're talking about. Okay, this is the plot the graph. This could be 1 over x squared plus 1. Okay, right. So just to give you wary of that, right. Now, so that was 2001, that's going way back, but anyway, 2003. I think I've given you most of the questions that are all the other questions are all relative to recent years. G of x equal to, it says let, right, remember let, okay, minus 1. And it says find x for which, and it goes into all this long, for which g of x is equal to 5. Okay, so big long explanation, and you're going to say, okay, so you're going to make that equal to 5. So gx is equal to 5, so 2x over 3 minus 1 is equal to 5. Now notice that the minus 1 is out here. It's not on top of with the 2x. Okay, that's very important, right? Very important. Now, what do I need to do to solve this equation? This has got an equal sign and it's got a fraction. I multiply across the top by the LCM, which is equal to 3, because this is over 1 and this is over 1. So that's 3 times 2x over 3. Don't forget the minus here, put it in, minus 3 times 1 over 1, okay, is equal to 3 times 5. Now what's this minus? Well, I could put plus 3 by minus 1, but I like to get this sign sorted before I do anything, you know. Again, make sure that everything's okay. So the 3 cancels with the 3 and you're left with 2x. Whoa, sorry, go back in there, right? There's no x there, right? So there's no x anywhere. What am I doing? Is equal to 5 times 3. I don't believe this. Right, I'll do this again. So 2x over 3 minus 1 is equal to 5. So I'm left with 6x, they cancel. Okay, I multiply everything by 3, so I've got 2x minus 3 times 1, which I like to get, is equal to 3 times 5. Okay? Right, bit of an episode there, but it's all okay. Right, so we've got 2x minus 3 is equal to 15, 2x is equal to 15 plus 3, which is equal to 18, x is equal to 18 over 2, which is equal to 9. Alright? Yeah, that was a bit of it. But anyway, you have to just make sure that you get everything right, that you're making sure that you're not going to mess it up. Question 8a, paper 1 again, and it says g of x is equal to 3x minus 7. Find g of 7. Okay, so g of 7. So what do? I put it in, and so here we go again. G of 7 is equal to 3 times 7 minus 7. Okay, 3 times 7 is 21 minus 7 is equal to 14. So g of 7 is equal to 14. Right, okay, so then the next part it says find the value of k. Alright, so this is the second part, that was the first part. So using the second part it says find the value of k for which g of 7, oh I write this here, g of 7 is equal to k times g of 0. Okay, now I know that g of 7 is equal to 14, so I'm going to put 14. And what's g of x? G of 0. Well, what's g of 0? Where's g of x? G of x is 3x minus 7. G of 0 is 3 times 0 minus 7. Okay, so we're remembering this is equal to minus 7. So we're putting in k times g of 0, which is minus 7. Okay, we got that? Right, so we work it out. Okay, so you should be doing this now. So k times minus 7 is minus 7k. 7 minus 7k, if you want to read it from this way, left to right, still the same equation. Get used to keep the terms on the left hand side. Divide across by minus 7, because that's what it is, minus 7. You're just dividing across because it's opposite its function. Minus into a plus is it? Minus. K is equal to minus 2. Correct. Okay, that's great. Now, do those questions. No fear. Make plenty of errors. Thank you.